Hello, good morning, everybody. Okay, 3 things to keep in mind if you are a pregnant woman about to have a baby. Number 1, there's no awards ceremony afterwards. It's very true. You might think that there will be trophies handed out or badges and for how awesome you did or what kind of birth you ended up having, whether it be a vaginal delivery or a cesarean section. And if you had a vaginal delivery, did you have an epidural or not? Did you have it natural, no medication? Yes, you're going to have your own feelings about that, but just keep in mind that awards are not handed out afterwards. It's not a performance. And yeah, there can be a lot of pressure about having, or comparison and, oh, this kind of delivery. Let's just be honest. Everybody thinks the vaginal delivery with no medication, generally in the circles of women who are about to have babies, think that that's the way to go. And just wanted to let you know that there's not an award ceremony afterwards. So, number 2, and that kind of feeds into number 2, and my mother actually gave me this advice because I was getting a little myself particularly before I had my first baby, getting a little sucked into the wanting, it to go, the labor, the delivery to go a certain way, like the ideal way. And she said to me, Katie, the goal is a healthy mother and a healthy baby. That's the goal. It doesn't actually matter. Truly, the real important thing is that in the end, you're still alive and healthy, and that you have a healthy baby. That's what you're going for. And it doesn't so much matter how that happened. Number 3, and this goes in line with that, how it happened is going to fade with time. So if you're really happy with how it went, or feeling really proud with how it went, that's great. And if you're not happy with how it went, or you feel ashamed in any way or disappointed, that makes sense. And for both of those experiences and anything in between, I'm here to tell you it's going to fade with time, much like where you went to college or what your SAT scores were. So do you ever notice that, in those first, of course, during college or during high school when you just took the SATs, it's a big conversation piece, right? What were your SAT scores? Where are you going to college? Where did you get into college? And then, when you're at college, where do you go to college? When you get out of college, where did you go and where did you get your degree from? It's big news and big conversation piece. Let's say the college one. For even after college, it's a pretty hot topic for 2 or 3 years after college, and then it just fades more and more and more as time goes on. And 5 or 10 years later, definitely 10 years. I know it may sound like a while, but it goes surprisingly quick. And yeah, 10 years later, nobody's talking about it. And really the most important thing is that you got a degree. So yeah, it may come up like once in a very, very, very blue moon. But for the most part, nobody talks about, where did you go to college and what were your SAT scores? So it's going to be the same thing with having a baby. Like 10 years after you had a baby, it's incredibly rare for that to come up. Like, oh, how did you get this baby? It's like, no, you just, like myself, having 2 kids, every once in a while, like look around at all the women in the world and be like, wow, we all did it. Somehow we all carried our babies for 9 months or, about 9 months. And then we all got through the experience of labor and delivery. And it doesn't matter how, but we all did it. And we're amazing because of that. It's really a miraculous feat between us and all of the people that assisted us, the doctors, the nurses, the doulas, the midwives, the relatives, the partners. It's like the woman and the baby, they're the main person, but there's all the support people. We all did it, and we're all amazing that we achieved bringing a human being into the world, and in a healthy way. Like they arrived and they were healthy, and the woman is healthy too. And it's like 100 years ago, that didn't happen nearly as much. So we're super lucky also that if something goes awry, you're still most likely going to be okay because of modern technology, because of all of the knowledge and the assistance we have now. So it's okay to have your, it's perfectly okay to have your wants, your desires. Yeah, like put it out there. I really want this kind of labor and delivery. And then what happens. Just remember, in the end, if it didn't go the way you wanted, well, you know what? I'm still here and I'm really happy about that. And I have a baby. And the baby's fine. And I'm really happy about that. And those are the most important things. Hope this was helpful.